Hello everyone and welcome back to my video. So today we will proceed towards the measures of dispersion. In the previous video part 1 I have explained you the range and the quartile deviation. Okay, the link is given below, so if you have not gone through it, just go through it. Okay, so today in this video we will start mean deviation and standard deviation and the variance. Okay, we will cover all these three topics and our measures of dispersion will be over. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's proceed toward the first topic, that is mean deviation. So what do you mean by mean deviation? See, mean, the deviation from the mean is known as mean deviation. Okay, I have taken a short example here. So first we'll understand the example. See, this series is 6, 2, 9, 3. Okay, the deviations I have taken here. First we'll take out the mean. The mean will be 5. Okay, the mean is 5. Fine. Now we will calculate the deviation. So I have calculated here the deviation. Okay, so when we add up all these deviation, the sum will be 0. Okay, I have told you, you have not watched the previous video of the central tendency, just go through in that. There I have told you that adding all the deviations of the mean will be equalizes to 0. Okay, this is the property of the arithmetic mean. Okay, so while calculating the mean deviation, this algebraic expression, that is the negative sign, will be ignored. Okay, we will take the absolute measure of the deviation. So here I have taken the absolute measure. See, this bar is the absolute measure. So for the negative sign will be written as positive and positive will remain as positive only. Okay, now we'll sum up all these deviation, that is 10. Okay, now this 10 is divided by 4. Okay, so what it will 2.5. The mean deviation is 2.5. Okay, and what is the mean? Mean is 5. So what is the variation? We can see that is the variation is 2.5. Okay, so this is for the individual series. This formula is for individual series, and this is for group data, that is discrete series or continuous series. Okay, Fi means the frequency and Di I have explained you how to calculate this. Okay, hope this is clear. Okay, now we'll see the coefficient of mean deviation. Okay, so coefficient of mean deviation is equal to mean deviation by median, if median is given in the question, or by mean, or by the mode. Whatever the central value will present, we will just divide by that. Okay, now we'll see the properties of the mean deviation. The mean deviation takes its minimum value when deviations are taken from the median. Okay, it's take into account the minimum value when we calculate from the median. Okay, this is the very most important property of the mean deviation, independent to the change of origin but dependent to the change of scale. What does it mean? See, the independent to the change of origin means if any constant number is added to the mean or the data. Okay, see, here let me show you. See, this is the data. If we add any constant number, okay, then we'll see that in the deviation that there will be no change. Okay, no change. If we add or less by the constant number with the data, we'll see no change in the deviations. So that's why it is independent of origin. Okay, but dependent to the change of scale. Scale means if we multiply or divide the data, there will be some of the changes, okay, and this change is dependent. Fine. So it's clear what is independent to the change of origin and change of scale. Okay, if clear, give a thumbs up. Okay, so let's proceed. Merits. See, as usual, there will be many merits. Okay, it is reliable, it is accurate, okay, it is easy to calculate, it takes into account the arithmetic expressions and all. But the basic merit is there. It is based on each and every item of a data set. In the previous two measures, we have seen that range and quartile deviation does not take each and every data, but this mean deviation takes each and every item of the data set. That's why mean deviation is superior to the range and the quartile deviation. Right? The basic demerit of the mean deviation is you can alone identify what is the demerit, because I have told you, see, while solving we just ignore the negative sign. You can see, we just ignore the negative sign. So this is the basic demerit of the mean deviation. We just ignore the negative sign. Fine. So what it's telling, it ignores the algebraic sign while taking deviations. Okay, and less popular than ST, standard deviation. We will see further what is standard deviation. Okay, so clear what is mean deviation, formula of mean deviation, coefficient of mean deviation, merits and demerits, and the property is independent to the scale. Independent to the change of origin but dependent to the change of scale. Clear? Okay. Now the next topic is standard deviation. Okay. Standard deviation by the Greek letter we denote by sigma. Okay, this is sigma. Fine. If we say the standard deviation increases, then the variation, or we can say that deviation will be large. Okay, the difference will be large. So if we say the standard deviation and the variation will be large. If standard deviation is less, if the value of standard deviation comes less, okay, then we will see there will be less variation. Okay, it happens with the same with the variance also. Okay, now standard deviation was discovered by Carl Pearson in 1893. Okay, this question also has been asked in your previous UGC net. So remember who has discovered what. Okay, and now we will see the standard deviation of this. Okay, the standard deviation formula is sigma the data minus population set square divided by n. Okay, so standard deviation is the square root of the variance. Here we can see, here I have written what, square root, and the sigma is square. This denotes variance. Okay, so in short we can say that standard deviation is the square root of the variance. Clear? Okay, now here I have written some more points. If standard deviation is equal to 1, okay, and mean is equal to 0, then the graph is normal distributed, means it will be bell shaped graph. Okay, equally divided. Fine, whereas D is equal to 1 and mean is equal to 0. It will be normally distributed. Clear? Now if coefficient of variance is greater than or equal to 1, then it shows a higher difference or higher variance. But if the covariance is less than 1, it shows a low difference, or you can say low variation. Clear? Now what is the coefficient of the standard deviation? We will see. The coefficient of the standard deviation is standard deviation by mean. Okay, same as it is the mean deviation. We have seen that coefficient of mean deviation was mean deviation divided by median or mean or mode, whatever the information is available. If it happens with the same with the standard deviation also. Clear? Now we'll move to the properties of standard deviation. See, from the properties only the questions arises, okay, in the examination. So focus on the property and the formula. Okay, these 2 points are very important. Clear? So property. The first and foremost property is the standard deviation can never be negative. Mark my language. Okay, can never be negative. The same case, if standard deviation value comes lower, then it will be close to mean. Okay, let me show you. So this is the graph. If this is 95%, okay, if standard value comes here, then what does it mean? It shows that it is close to mean because mean is here, this point. And if standard deviation falls near to the mean, we will see that the value of standard deviation will be lower. Okay. Unlike variance, this is variance. Sigma means standard deviation is expressed in the same data. Okay, whatever the units will be for the variance, the same unit will also be followed by the standard deviation. Clear? Empirical rule 68%, 95%, 99%. 68% says where the data will lie minus s less than data set less than plus s. So these are the empirical rule. Okay, this is also very important. You can just note it down. Now the most important property is independent of origin. See, in the mean deviation also we have seen that mean deviation is independent of origin, and here also we see that standard deviation is also independent of origin, but not independent to the scale. Okay, so clear what is origin and what the scale? Okay. See, now we'll see how to calculate the standard deviation. Suppose I have taken a data series 2, 4, 4, 4, 6. Okay, this is for the finite set, means this is countable. We can count now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 set only. Okay, this is countable. So that's why I've written here finite set. Okay, so we will calculate the square of the deviation. So I have calculated the deviation. First we will calculate the mean. The mean is 4, and then we will calculate the deviation. Okay, we will square the deviation. So after squaring we will add up. We have added. Now what we see is this is sigma square, means this is variance. If we see, in the examination it is asked what is the variance, then it will be 2. The variance will be 2. But what if the question has been asked about standard deviation? The standard deviation will be root 2. Clear? Now, what if the set is infinite, means the population is too large? Okay, then what will happen? what the formula will apply. Okay, so if there is infinite set, or we can say a large sample, then what we will do is we will follow n minus 1. The denominator will be n minus 1. Fine. And here we will write s, small s, instead of sigma. We will not write sigma, we will write s, because here the sample is large, and from the we are taking a sample, we are not calculating the whole population, we are just calculating this sample. So that's why we have written here s. Clear? Everything will be remain same, just the denominator will be n minus 1, and instead of sigma we will write small s. Okay, and what we call this is sample standard deviation. We will not call it as standard deviation, we will call it as sample standard deviation. So what the formula will be, small s is equal to n minus 1, we'll write here, and summation of minus square. Okay, this is the formula of sample standard deviation. It is also known as Bessel correction. Okay, it is also known as Bessel correction. It might ask in your exam, which measure of dispersion is known as Bessel's correction? So the answer is standard deviation. Clear? Okay. So hope I am making you everything clear. If yes, please write why. Okay, and if there is any doubt, just write on the comment section. I will make your all doubts clear. Okay. Now we will see the variance. I have explained you in the standard deviation only what is variance. Variance is the square of standard deviation. Okay, simply a square of standard deviation, and coefficient of variance will be s divided by mean into 100. And what is s here? Sample standard deviation. Clear? Variance was discovered by Ronald Fisher in 1918. Okay. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. What is mean deviation, what is standard deviation, and what is variance. Okay, so thank you for watching this video, and if you like this video, please share it and subscribe my channel so that more upcoming videos can be available to you, and share as much as you can so that your friends can also read and can revise it thoroughly. Okay, bye bye, have a nice day.